falling too deep. Why you so quiet? Talking is cheap. I never holler, never brush G's. Like a piano, I need the G's. I need the SP, just wanna Rari, just wanna Rari. Yeah. SP, just wanna Rari, just wanna Rari. Yeah. SP, just wanna Rari, just wanna Rari, just wanna.
Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome to another episode of your girlfriend's favorite podcast. Today is episode 34, and today is a trio of us, myself, Vasani, Sizzle the Weasel. Yeah, Sizzle the Savage or Sizzle the Saint, and Zandile to the right of me. So, Ips is not here yet again, but she will be returning soon. She's been on a bit of a sabbatical. But yeah, she'll be back soon. How are you guys doing?
I'm good, man. Just, my voice is acting up a little bit, but nah, I'm good. I'm healthy.
Yeah. That's odd.
How are you doing, bro?
I'm alright, man. I'm good. I'm great. Yeah, I can't complain.
So you celebrated your anniversary, you and Addie.
Yeah, man.
How was that?
It was good. We turned one.
You turned one.
1 year old.
That's dope.
Oh, I thought she said 1 month. Sorry. Kind of
People be celebrating all milestones.
That's
I
true.
saw some guy on Twitter celebrating 4 months of a relationship. I was like, do you, fam?
Do what you gotta do.
If you're happy, do it.
It's a lot of work. Anyway, I'm having a good day.
Okay, wise
It's
guy.
gonna be a good day because I met my first boyfriend, like primary school boyfriend. Ex-boyfriend on the way here. So yeah, it was nice. It was nice
Okay.
seeing him.
Alright, okay. Y'all got some stuff. This is a podcast. We need to talk.
Yeah.
We need to give the people content so that they go home. Content. Ooh,
Hey.
wordplay, Scrabble.
Well, I'm just gonna do the behind the back pass because Zandi is gonna take us on out of here.
Yeah, man. Today Zandi's running the show. We know you guys have had enough of me and Caesar.
Yeah.
So let's see, Zandi. Bring us
It's
some.
about time. It's about time, guys. It's about
Yeah.
time.
We've been told that. Well, I've been told that I don't give Zandi enough chance to speak. I'm very dismissive of her opinions, so I'm gonna try and turn over a new leaf today.
Nice.
And besides, I don't really want to talk a lot because I sound like a fucking idiot.
You're a big personality. Definitely.
Yeah.
I wonder
Okay.
what boardroom meetings must be like down there.
I don't shut up. I'm not an agreeable person, dude. If something's on my mind, I kind of say it, but that's besides the point, man. Let's talk. Let's talk, Sandy. What's going on?
I want to know, throughout this week, has someone said sorry to you or apologized to you throughout this week?
Yes. Alone.
Yes, this week alone.
Yes.
I can't remember. I have bad memory.
Have I apologized to someone or has
Someone's
someone
apologized to
me?
you.
Nobody's apologized to me, but I have apologized to someone.
Do you know what irritates me about apologies? Is the fact that when someone says sorry, I have to kind of like bury the hatchet now and be okay with it. That irritates me.
You don't have to.
Well, you don't have to, but I mean, okay, you
It
said
makes things
sorry
easier
now.
if you just
Now I
accept
kind of
it.
need to be okay with you. And sometimes you don't want to do that. Am I the only one that feels like that?
That's true, dude. Sometimes people say sorry, but I'm not over it. Like, I'm not mentally over the thing that we had a fight about or something like that. So I know exactly what you mean.
Okay. Well, I hardly get any sorries. So
What happened?
What
though?
happens, Andy?
Run us through the actual story.
Okay, so my friend and I, the one that moved to Cape Town, Zandile.
Zandile.
Yeah, she was the one that said, I'm an aggressive person and I'm always angry and I think that I'm better than her and everything, you know. We had a little bit of a fallout. And then she sent me, I don't know what was wrong with her, on Tuesday she sent me this long VN and she was crying, which is kind of weird. Crying on a voice note. And you just call me. And
you gotta time it with the voice
Bro.
note. You can't just...
Have you ever had to like start a voice note and you're laughing? Ha ha! Then you gotta cancel that shit and then start a new one. Ha! And then see which one to say. Yeah, I've done that many times. I'm so phony, man. Anyway, sorry. You were saying.
And then she's crying on the phone and she's like, you know, I actually realized that you're such a lovely person and I'm sorry for everything that I did. And to me, I'm like, okay, so why are you bringing this all up now? You didn't see that you were in the wrong back then. Only now you decide to bring it.
Well, I mean, better late than never.
Yeah, dude, she could have gone her entire life without realizing that she was wrong.
True. Okay. Yeah. That's it.
So
guys.
she apologized, but we still were.
Sometimes I don't like it when people say sorry. I think it has a lot to do with the book that I'm reading, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. Sometimes I don't want to say sorry to you. I don't. Because I'm not sorry. It's the truth. And I'm sorry it hurt you. But really, get over it.
That's ice cold. Ice cold.
Yeah.
I see some of the subtle
So,
art
yeah,
of not giving a fuck.
I was just thinking about apologies. Some of them are just like half-hearted. And the only reason she said sorry to me was because she wanted me to listen to her sob story about how she doesn't have any friends anymore and she's alone now.
Just coming through with the hits, man.
Is that what she said? Or are you just deducing that?
Yeah, did you like just deduce that actually?
I don't know what deduce is. You see, you guys irritate me. Why do you have to use such big words? Well, that's what I came up with in my brain.
That's deduce.
Yes.
Okay.
So you came up with that from much based on her apology. That it was a sob story.
Because every time you talk, it's about her all the time.
Have you considered that maybe you're listening for things that are about her and then you focus on that? Like maybe she does talk about
you know
both
what
of
she
you
does?
and then you.
She says
you
she
just
likes
hear
sending
those
voice
parts.
notes. So she sends these long ass 5-minute voice notes. That's why I send such long voice notes, because the people that I communicate with send long voice notes. It's just nice, you know. It's just talk a lot. Plus we're girls. We talk a lot. Anyway, for those 5 minutes, no, 4 minutes, maybe 37 seconds, she's talking about her and how her day was and how someone pissed her off at work. And then the last 20 seconds, she's like, how's your day? What are you doing? I'm not even lying, guys. She's like, how's your day? What are you doing? When are you leaving? Yeah. And then after, towards the end, she's like, yeah, so that's why I'm having a bad day. Do you actually even care?
Well, I guess she asked. Some people just don't ask.
I agree with those.
You ever been hit with that? Hey, how are you? I'm good. And then that's
yeah, nobody says I'm good and you.
Yeah, it's like,
I'm good. They're worried about themselves.
So, apologies are weird to me these days.
Okay, I understand what you're saying because you feel like they're not sincere.
Yeah, like it's just doing a default.
Yeah.
Just because there's tension.
However, she could genuinely feel sorry. It would just be hard to read. Like when you're happy, I never even know when you're happy. Honestly, your body language is like that. Vosa, help me out here, bro. She doesn't exactly.
You look like you just got accused of like the most heinous crime ever.
Exactly. I don't know.
I don't know when you're happy.
So I don't know, man. I don't know. You just maybe you need to take it from that point of view as well. Because I've told you on a number of times, I don't know when you're happy about things. I don't know when you're sad about things. You just kind of have a default face, body, language.
Yeah,
exactly.
What they call affect. Yeah.
Exactly.
Your affect is a bit different, not the norm.
It's not the norm. So maybe you're taking it from Zandile that she's not being genuine, but she could genuinely feel sorry about what she did to you.
Yeah.
Anyway, I said whatever. It's okay. It's in the past. I forgive people. Okay.
But you
Nobody
don't forget.
You don't forget though. You can never forget
You
though.
You can't
forget.
forget.
You can't forget.
You can't forget. Like if I punch you in the throat now and I say sorry, right?
That's a good one.
And I say sorry afterwards,
You're not gonna
remember
forget, bro.
that.
Yeah, of course, it's a throat punch. emotional damage.
I don't know.
Yeah, so that's it about saying sorry, guys.
Yeah.
I just,
So
yeah.
every time do you apologize? Okay, before you started reading this book about not giving a fuck, did you used to just apologize defaultly?
No.
Or every time you apologized, it was sincere?
It was sincere. Every time I did it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you weren't like, if you felt you're not sorry, you weren't gonna say it just for
At
saying
that
it.
time, no.
Yeah.
I maybe need like 3 days to process it.
3 days. You let fights drag on basically.
No.
What did I tell you, dude? Last
No.
week I said women will sit in that feeling until, bruh.
That's true.
Until.
That's fine.
Yes.
Because that's how I cope with things. You cope with things by jumping off a wall or punching a wall, and no one says
Yeah, that's some
anything.
Kyle shit, bruh.
Yeah.
Niggas don't do that, bro.
That's for the broskies, the Kyles,
The Kyles and the Dylans
the
and shit.
Ryans,
Yeah, straight up.
punching walls.
I
all
don't punch
shit.
walls, bro. That's what Lloyd did. Shout out to Lloyd.
Just creating more problems. Man. Now
Yeah,
you gotta
dude.
pay for your wall. It's wild.
Anyway, I wanted to ask you guys this. I was listening.
Let's try this again.
Listening, yeah.
Listen, okay.
So since you guys have songs,
Okay, we're done.
are you dying?
Are we though?
Okay, since we like songs,
What's your guilty pleasure song?
guilty pleasure song. What does that even mean?
So
Like a song that you shouldn't
a
like,
song
but you just
that you
do.
should, yeah,
Mm.
and it's shit, to say the least.
Dude, I love "Party in the USA" by Miley Cyrus. I think that's my
That
guilty
song is
pleasure.
fire.
That song
That
slaps,
ain't even no
dude.
guilty pleasure, man.
That
Party
song-
in the USA.
But like when I
song is
listen to
fire.
that song compared to the songs that I listen to, it's like out of the norm.
Yeah, it's out of the norm.
But
that song
it
is just
slaps,
a bop, though,
dude. It
bro.
just slaps so
Miley
hard.
was in her bag.
She was in her bag, bro.
Like,
Okay, also you.
a guilty pleasure song. Jeez. Back in the day, it used to be "Baby" by Justin Bieber.
Oh, for fuck's
Before he was cool Bieber. I didn't play it in front of other people.
You're just like, when you get home, oh.
When I was with the gang, I was like, man, this is so lame. And when I was at home, I was on my baby. I was like, hey, it's a bump, bro.
I'm not gonna fuck around. I just waited for the ludicrous part, bro. That was my part.
It's always a bit of a tune, yeah, guilty pleasure.
Okay.
What's
Yeah.
yours?
What's yours?
Stormzy, too big for your boots.
What?
Yeah.
You, Stormzy.
Yeah.
You too big for your boots.
Yeah,
Huh?
I like the accent more than
Too big for
anything.
your boots. I don't know how the song goes. Never heard it.
I also don't. I just know that you're never too big for your boots.
You're never too big for your
Yeah.
boots.
Never too
Do you
big.
believe in that saying, if the shoe fits, wear it? So if like someone walks into a room and is like, I smell bitch in here. And
I smell what?
they're like, I smell bitch in here, like someone's
How
a
do you- how-
bitch.
I smell
how-
bitch.
And then you feel attacked. You're like, damn, am I a bitch? Like, am I a little bitch? Then do you think you should wear that shoe now? Because they didn't direct it at you.
But
Just-
you felt personally
Yeah, you
attacked
felt
by it.
personally attacked. Like, they just walk in like, someone here stupid dumb, mega dumb. And then you're just like, deep inside, you're like, yo, this guy. Like,
Who are you, bro?
So, are you one of those, like, you just
Yeah.
take it personal?
Yeah, not all the time. I mean, not all the time, but yeah.
I just sit there like, you mustn't be talking to me, bro.
Yeah.
I hope you ain't talking to me, though.
Nah, not all the time. What do you guys have? Okay,
I want
come
to
back
ask
me.
you, now that we have a girl here, what do you do for fun? Because we asked this question and we
I
couldn't.
listened to this yesterday and I was like, wow, guys.
Wow, guys.
Wow. What
I do meditate.
For fun. I told you, dude. What the hell?
You'll find this
Or-
bringing peace to yourself.
I take myself out on a date, you know.
Yeah,
You
when
like
I'm
to.
at home.
Correct.
When I'm at home, I read a book, you know, drink a bit of wine, dance in the mirror with my boobies out, you know. That's
the
fun.
Okay, that's weird.
That's really fun.
Just with
Sometimes
your
you just want to, you don't, these are like man shackles. Okay.
Man
shackles.
Yeah, that's what women call them. They
What?
like-
Whoa!
they
Right.
are
Wait, let's back this up, bro. What does that mean?
Yo.
I don't know. Okay,
There's
I
any
don't know.
woman
But
out here.
women say that.
Women, please get in the comments.
Yes.
Tell us
Maybe,
if you
I'm wrong.
Tell us if
Maybe
you
I'm
call
wrong.
boobies man shackles. Please.
No,
Interact. I
not
wanna find
boobies.
this out.
The bras.
The bra. Okay, so
But why are they man shackles?
I don't know.
this is something I've been meaning to ask, right? Why do women continue to wear bras if you feel they are uncomfortable?
I've been asking her. I've been
Because
asking.
some people do not feel comfortable showing
You see,
their
this-
nipples.
This is a
Walking
weird
around
thing.
with their nipples.
I asked this question, I think it was a week or two ago,
Mhm.
right? Because someone else was complaining about wearing bras and stuff.
Right.
I think one of my classmates.
Mhm.
And then I said to him, okay, so why do you wear it? And they're like, because other people will feel uncomfortable if my nipples are showing. Then I said, really? Is that like true? Or is that you just feeling uncomfortable that your nipples are showing? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So if you're uncomfortable, I get it. But if you feel comfortable, but you think it makes other people feel
Yeah.
uncomfortable, then what the fuck?
That makes no sense to me.
That
Like,
shouldn't be
why
a reason.
is other people's discomfort now your man shackling?
Now I feel uncomfortable when my boobies are like in the face and I need to speak to a guy and all he's looking at is my nipples. That's uncomfortable.
So it's our fault. Is that what you're trying to say?
No.
Man shackles, man goggles.
It's not your fault. It's just uncomfortable. Plus, you want to keep everything to the imagination so that when you do have sex with that guy, it's amazing, it's glorious.
So you're thinking
He
you're gonna oh
that
god.
canvas, okay?
Zandile, that's a very harlot thing to say, dude.
Yeah,
Like you think.
Why?
Listen, before you react, Jesus. You see.
cover your throat, bro. Like, you get 100 throat punches. Be careful.
Listen, you must ask before you talk.
Okay, I'm
You
not.
did go into that Kanye mode. I just told you.
I just told you. But I'm saying, what were we even talking about? You see what happens? We were talking about breasts. What were we talking about, dude? Because you
We were talking
motherfuckers.
about
Harlot, yes.
Yes.
I said that's a harlot thing to say because you think every time you go out and speak to a guy that the chances are you're gonna fuck him.
No.
That's harlot-y.
No.
You can't
No.
think for a million men that you're gonna see in a date. Think for yourself. They're gonna see your tits and then you're not gonna see them again. So what?
And then you guys go talk in your little corner and you're like, did you see her boobs, man?
So we don't even know what your
That's not
name is.
nice,
We don't know
guys.
who you are. So what?
You don't like it when I speak about those hot, sweaty men in the Premier League.
Yes, because I'm saying watch the game. I'm not saying watch the players.
Exactly, it's the same thing.
I'm sick of this shit, bro.
Yeah.
Mm.
Anyway, what topics
What
do you
time
guys
are
have?
we on, man?
I have no idea, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, we're still good.
Oh yes,
What else that?
our camera director man, Dirty Works, unfortunately lost one of his colleagues and friends, Wayne Jansen.
Oh, is that the
yes.
dude on your status? Ah, man, shout
So,
out, man.
rest in peace and condolences to the Jansen family. Rest in peace to Wayne Jansen.
Mhm.
We send our condolences to one of our production team's friends and family. And yeah, man, shout out. We know you're in a better place.
Rest in peace, bro.
Alright.
So I went horse riding yesterday.
You went horse riding.
I
Did
did.
it hurt your balls?
My balls still kind of hurt.
That's why I want to go riding horses, man.
I've
just like,
always wanted to try it, dude. It's like I'm scared of the horse. I am like it's so huge and and it's like, dude, it's like when you look at it, you don't think you have control over it because of its
Yeah.
sheer magnitude and everything. But when I got on it, I realized these things are pretty freaking tame, dude, and they're like so majestic and they're so amazing. But yeah, I am like kind of stiff, like not my balls per se, but the inner of my legs, these
Oh, yeah.
whatever you call this muscle in between your legs, the groin.
Your abductors.
My what?
Abductors.
The groin. The
Yeah,
groin area.
Abductors, man.
Okay. I'm not a whatever. But yeah, I had a great time. I think that was a great experience. I'm a bit stiff today. I did ask for a massage, but she declined.
I did not decline. I did not decline.
So did you say yes?
Due to surrounding circumstances.
Circumstances.
Okay, that is why I declined. That's why.
So in a different surrounding, are you
Yes.
gonna give him the massage?
Yeah.
Between the legs.
You're just
Because
gonna-
that's where the pain
You're
is.
gonna massage his
no.
groin and thighs.
Well, that's where the pain is.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that, sorry.
Anyways, would you guys ever ride a horse? Is that something you ever see yourself doing?
Yeah, man, as long as I got the horses in the bag.
Hey.
I joke. Riding a horse, I would try it,
Yeah.
but I don't
everybody
think it's
should.
something I would like do consistently. Maybe I just try to say I've done it just
Yeah.
one time.
Well, we were like walking the horses. I want to try it like running with that thing.
Oh,
That's like the next step that I want to take. But after that, I think I'll stop. I just want to know what it's like. The wind in my hair, you know what I mean?
the wind in your hair. Gonna be the Old Spice commercial guy. Like, I'm sitting on a horse.
That's a nigga on a horse. I was thinking, I just felt like Django yesterday, bro. I was like, that's a nigga on a horse. I'm like, yeah,
That's
that is a
crazy.
nigga on a horse. That's me.
Have you ever rode a horse?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that means you guys don't listen to me.
Well,
Because I
water's
said
wet.
this. I said this. I said this. I did horse riding for like a year.
You didn't say that on the pod. You said that outside of the pod.
Did I not say this?
I don't remember.
I don't. You told me. I know that. I don't know if you've told the pod.
Anyway, yeah, it was nice, you know. I was really good at it.
Did you like ride the way Caesar wanted to, like the horse is running,
Yeah,
like?
and jumping over those poles.
Oh, dude, that's so
Oh,
good.
And
okay.
running. Yeah.
But I know that would destroy
There's
the
a certain
mindset.
way. Because when you're trotting, when they're like jogging but not really running, you know, like a slow jog,
Right.
you have to go up, down, up, down, up, down. So that works on your,
Quads.
yeah.
But don't those like jockey dudes? They're not like sitting on it. They're kind of like raised a bit.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
mustn't sit on it because
Then you're not gonna be
Finished.
destroyed, man. Death by horse riding. Crazy. That must be a weird way to go out.
Yeah, for sure, but I don't want that. How do you guys handle criticism?
And the criticism.
Yeah. Somebody were to criticize you. How do you handle? Do you take it well? Do you take it on the chin? Do you internalize it? Like, how do you take it? Or does it depend on the way the criticism is delivered?
It depends what setting. Are they like criticizing me in a work, occupational setting?
Let's say it's work. Let's say it's work, and they're like, you know, you should really work on your time management, but they're not saying it in the most pleasant way. How do you handle that type of criticism?
I would like internalize it. I think we discussed this once before.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of approach, it kind of does spur me on to
Oh
prove
yeah,
the
yeah,
person
yeah, yeah.
wrong.
Yeah.
So like if you do come at me sideways, you know, you tell me my time management is all bad,
Yeah.
I'd probably go home a bit angry inside.
Yeah.
But it's an anger to be like, I'm gonna prove you wrong. You know what I mean? You'd probably
gotcha.
end up getting the best out of me with that approach.
How about you, Zandile?
it's a tough pill to swallow, guys. It is. I'm not even going to sit here and say I like criticism. No one does.
Apparently, just a quick
Yeah.
sideways. If you struggle to swallow pills, for people out there, they say you slap your neck or you drink the pills.
And then
Just
you
get
choke
Zandy
on
to
the
punch you in the
water.
throat.
I don't know if it's fact. Someone try it, but they like say you put the pill, you know, you drink, you just like pat your neck a bit, just pat.
But I don't get it.
Then
Why
you
would
look
you
good.
struggle to swallow a pill if
Some
you
people
swallow
really
food?
do.
If you swallow voice
A whole voroso.
or
Voroso, Voroso.
Okay, then get feedback on you.
Yeah, I had a moment like, you should really learn on your interpersonal skills. That day I was having a shitty day, you know, and I know I'm not great with people. So I was just like, okay. So I got the order wrong. I didn't get the, no. I didn't get the order.
That was a quick transition.
I got the order.
I didn't get the order.
Like from interpersonal to I got the order.
No, I
Someone
didn't
else
get
you
the order
talking
wrong.
to in the room.
So all the way to boxes are assigned different tables, right? So this girl, she decides to leave and the customer is still there. So she asked me to take over. I go there and I ask, okay, are you going to be splitting the bill? Because it's 2 years. Are you going to be splitting the bill or must I just make it into one?
Right.
And then the guy says, no, just make it into one. Give me the form, because it was a lecture. She's like, give me the form and I'll write it in because they don't pay. So I go, okay, no problem. Then when I go back, this lady, she was stuffing her face with like all the meat there.
Pause.
And she's like, why don't you ask me? Why don't you ask me why if I'm gonna split the bill or not? And I'm like, I did ask, but you were talking to the other girl, so you probably didn't hear me. I apologize. She's like, you are very rude. You are very rude, girl. You are very rude. And she's like, you must must teach yourself interpersonal skills because you are very bad at it. And she just went on and on and on. And now she's shouting and everyone's looking at me. So I just stood there and I was punching the living shit out of her in my head. But outside I was like, I do apologize. And then, yeah, it moved on. Then afterwards, the managers...
hold on. You know that your interpersonal skills aren't very good, right?
Yeah.
So, did it really hurt that badly to hear
It
it? Why?
Because I always try to improve my interpersonal skills.
What do you do to try and improve your interpersonal skills? What steps are you taking to better yourself?
Trying to have conversations with people when I'm taking their orders. You know, like, how's your day today? You know.
You try to be nicer.
Try to be nice, yes.
Okay, what were we going to say about the managers?
But the managers were like, no, that lady is like a beep, so don't mind
She's
her.
a bitch.
She's, yeah.
Why did you just say that?
She's older than me. I don't like saying people that are older than me, you know.
Dirty works, bro. Just balance me real quick. If somebody's a bitch, are they a bitch, bro?
They're a bitch.
Old, young, rich.
She's old enough to
poor.
be my mom.
But she's not your mom. Which means she's fair game, dude, to be called a bitch.
Anyway.
I think
so
we should.
That lady.
You know what, Zandile? I think just do you, man. Don't try to change for the world. You know what I mean?
No.
Just do you. Don't try to be better. Don't try to be better. But don't try to change your personality just when you're out there in the world.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Okay. Let's get into music, guys.
I have a song real best.
It doesn't matter. I'm kidding. What song do you have?
It doesn't matter.
I'm kidding.
Why
It was a
does
joke.
it not matter?
Oh, here we go. It was a joke.
Okay. Cool. Joke taken.
Damn, what did I miss?
Absolutely nothing, bro.
Nothing.
Did no one get punched in the throat?
Not yet.
Someone's a bitch though.
Alright,
Someone's
this
a bitch. That's crazy. Who's wearing the shoe, man? Does it fit, Sandy?
I know I'm a bitch, guys. I'm a bitch. I
go.
know I'm a bitch.
There you go.
That's Cinderella and the glass slipper right there.
But yeah. Oh, is it my turn?
Hold on.
Okay.
Oh.
We're getting into music. What was happening?
We are. I was about to cue us out of the YouTube to let them know that we're about to play music, but then.
Alright, before we get to music, let me shout out to our sponsors. So, everybody watching at home or in your office, wherever you are, this episode is proudly brought to you by Greenwing Code Software Development. That is a company straight out of the town of Alberton. They specialize in software development, app development, game development, and web development. So if your business or your brand needs any of those things, don't be afraid to hit up Greenwing Code. We will drop their details in the description, so hit them up, because Greenwing Code, flying into the future.
Alright, so it's
Pathetic, really.
Because you don't dab.
it's the music segment of the show. This is the segment for those of you who are watching for the first time, where we play songs that we've been living with. If you guys, sorry YouTube people, you guys are not going to be a part of this, so we're just going to cut this out of the video, and yeah, Spotify and iTunes and the rest of you wonderful people will be able to hear this.
Copyright issues. YouTube don't want us playing no music.
Alright. YouTube people.
Alright, second half
Second
of the show. I think that first half was a bit interesting, yeah.
Interesting to say the least.
Am I the one who feels like we haven't parted in a while?
It feels like that. It's because it's usually me and you.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Oh yeah, don't forget to follow us. Of course you see the follow cues on the graphics on every episode. But yeah, follow us at YGF Podcast on Twitter. Search for our Rumble account. Caesar has a Rumble account.
Which I haven't used.
Caesar Moyle, there's a good YGF Rumble account. Yeah. It's a vlogging app, so search for us in there. Find us on Insta, you'll see. Go to the Twitter, you'll find all our information.
Yep.
Alright, let's get into it, man. What you got to talk about?
Zandile, what do you have for us?
Do you guys like art?
Yes.
We love art, we love music.
Art. So I was watching this TED Talk this morning by Titus Gabar. He's not Indian, he's black, he's very black.
No one said he's Indian.
I just don't know how to... Well, the way I said his surname.
That's so racist. Why you gotta be like Kapar? Like this?
It's the Indian within me. So he asked...
You like to break out into those Bollywood dances.
I actually
Those 20-minute skits, bro.
to Bollywood music. Keeps me calm.
Yeah.
Alright. China's Gabari.
Okay, so he asked a question.
Who is Titus? Because I know
Titus is
everyone who does TED Talks is some sort of PhD holder or some sort of life coach.
Oh no, he's just the painter.
He's just the painter in jail. And he got to
So
be on TED
he
Talks.
said-
That's crazy.
Yeah. He asked the question, can art amend history?
Can art amend history?
Yes.
Like fix it or change it?
Okay, so you go to a historical museum. Just go watch this so it can be explained properly. Because sometimes I get to choke on my own words. Okay.
It's fine, just breathe.
Yeah. I get too excited sometimes. So you go to a historical museum, you get there, there's paintings of these majestic white people, and slaves are like, yeah,
Non-majestic.
non-majestic.
Just slaves.
And then he spoke about this one guy at the National Historical Museum in New York. I'm not sure where it was, but it's in America. So the white guy is on a horse, and then beside this sculpture, there's a Native American and a Black American that are walking. And he says he was with his family. And his children actually asked him, why is the white guy on the horse? Why is he the only one that's up there? And he actually couldn't answer that because he'd have to go through the whole history of racism.
So you couldn't just tell his children because it's racist. Like,
This is why I say you must go watch this thing, because I'm not explaining it properly. But
So
here are some of the things that I picked up from the thing. These are questions, so I need you guys to participate, okay? He said, what is the impact of some of these sculptures at museums? So what are they trying to show us?
The way history was.
the way history was written by
Okay,
the winners.
that's
Right.
great. Here's another question. What are these kind of paintings? Well,
It's your handwriting.
okay.
Your hand typing.
What are these kind of paintings on some... how are these kind of paintings? Okay, how do they make them vulnerable? How does it make our society, the young generation, vulnerable? Because a kid can easily grow up thinking that, oh, the white person's always going to be above me when he goes to museums such as that.
It's like Vussa said, the art that was depicted describe history according to the people who won, according to the people who benefited. So it is definitely going to leave your children vulnerable to thinking that's the way white people are and that's the way black people are. And I think that's still the reason today why black people look at each other the way they do, and the reason why they look at white people the way they do. They think that white people are superior to them, and it's a subconscious thing. As much as we hate them, we can't help but do it. I was actually having this conversation with my mom last week, and she said, am I the only one that when I'm driving and I see somebody crossing the road that I lock my windows, I lock my door? And I said, okay, I do that too, but it's just to be cautious. But then I remember when I drove with my friend's mom, who's a white woman, and she'd do the same thing. When she saw somebody crossing the road, she'd lock her doors, and I'm thinking, yes, that's so racist. You know what I mean? It's kind of like we look at our own people as threats to us, and I suppose it could be just seen as being cautious, but you know that there's a correlation between a black person crossing the road versus a white person crossing the road, and that a white person crossing the road is probably not the same threat as a black person crossing the road. And that's just the way it's been beaten into us through media, through art, through music, through whatever it is. So that's the way I see it.
Yeah, I think art, it is a medium that definitely can impact the way kids view the world. I mean, if you look at something like dolls, right, children's dolls, just that in itself, we had this whole big thing about Barbie dolls, where before even getting to the race aspect, just the figure of the Barbie doll, the body, everything, it caused a lot of these young girls, even boys growing up, to be like, that's what they need to look like. They need to have this type of body shape. And Barbie is not even proportional, number one, facts.
Right.
Like, if you had that body shape, you would die. Your neck would be long as fuck, man. It's like giraffe-ass walking motherfuckers out here. So, anyway. But yeah, so, and that's an art form, that doll. It's it's a little craft in itself. So things like that definitely do impact on kids. So I think if they see these racist paintings and sculptures, they would internalize that. And if they see I'm brown and they see a white person looks more glorious in these things, they'll start to feel down about themselves, you know.
It's the same thing about like the figure of Jesus in churches. Every church that you go to, you'll see a white portrayal of Jesus. Even though Jesus wasn't really white. Jesus was a brown person. He was an Arab. He came from a region where it was extremely hot. So for him to be as white as they depict him is also a result of art changing the way black and white people see each other, or the way black people see white people. If they see a white person that's Jesus, they're thinking, oh my God, white people must be as close to Jesus, must be closer to Jesus than I am, because I'm just a black person. But it's all false.
Interesting.
Because we don't know what Jesus looked like. We just have art to tell us.
That's true.
But we can only deduce because of the region that they were in that he was not a completely white person. He was Arab looking. Yeah.
Art is very powerful, definitely. Definitely does shape worldviews.
Yeah.
I just wish I could draw. I can't draw.
That's one art I wish I could also master. I suck at drawing. I really suck at drawing.
Could you paint?
No, I can't do any of this. I'm here, eh? I'm here.
No,
But I
can't
think it's all subjective though. Like if you think about it.
What art?
Yeah, art.
Yeah.
Because as much as you might think you suck, just remember there's a dude who's out there literally dipping his hands in paint, throwing it at a canvas, and then people come and go, oh my God, so magnificent, here's $2 million.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's just like, you fools, this was just me throwing this at the wall.
It only cost me $100 to make.
So, like, I think you might draw something, and you might like, this is bad, but someone might come along and be like, this is so artistic, I can see the depression and the economic symbolism in this picture, and you're just like, it's a stick figure. Like,
yeah, straight up, dude. Straight up.
It's crazy. Yeah, you probably look at art gallery stuff.
Yeah, I love
and
art
see
galleries, guys.
the deepness in it.
Yeah, I do try. Some of them, I'm just like, okay, I don't get this. Moving on.
You know that shit they did with us in school, you're reading the book. Why are the curtains blue? They're just fucking blue. He's not sad. They're like, it represents his depression. No!
No, it doesn't, dude.
You just like the color blue. That's why his curtains are blue.
Zandi's the type of person that'll tell you this is an oaky finish in the wine. That's the way she... the wine could be basic as fuck, I'm not gonna
You've
lie.
got it, you've got it. What can I say?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's art, guys.
That's an interesting topic. I like that topic.
Yeah.
That's different.
I think
different.
we should... Do you think we should do away with that kind of art?
What do you mean?
Like art like that shows a white guy on a horse and two colored people, people of color. Let me say,
We've got American
in
listeners.
South Africa, colored means something else
Yeah.
than in the western part of the world where it's seen as a bad term.
Correct.
So people of color are on the ground, white guy on the horse. Do you think we should be destroying those pieces of art, or what do you think we do with those?
Because you don't want to destroy history. Shame.
But that's
You
history
wanna
according
know
to one person.
Where you're coming from. Okay? What happened back then? So if you're going to destroy it, then what are you doing? Why are you doing that? But at the same time, I think it should be... There should be different interpretations with people from this generation of a specific art that looks racist. Do you get what I'm saying?
I get you.
Okay.
But I'm like, yeah. I'm like, dude, I don't want to destroy the art because besides it having a political agenda, which art does, it's still, for somebody who appreciates art, it's like, wow, this guy is really talented to be able to make something look so realistic. It doesn't necessarily matter to me the message that it's trying to send. It's like, I appreciate the talent behind it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm more of that person. But if somebody were to tell me, okay, this is a depiction of slavery in the US in the 1800s, and then I'm like, holy crap, like this.
Yeah.
But the painting could be fire. You know what I mean? So like, where do you draw the line between appreciating the art and hating the political agenda of the art piece? Something to think about, man.
Just go watch that TikTok. It's interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
I watched a YouTube video. I need to find the guy's name, but it was about the first black person to be painted like a portrait,
Mm-hmm.
but to be painted like nice and without those caricatures.
Oh,
those-
okay. Those racist big
Yeah.
lips and
It
stuff.
was like
yeah.
a Muslim black man from Senegal. I think he was a slave, or he escaped slavery or something, and he ended up in Britain. And then he was the first black person in this version of history to get a good portrait painted of him that wasn't racist. And
That's
yeah,
dope, man. What's his name?
I'll have to Google it. Let me see if I can find it. while
That's
we
dope,
talk
man.
and mention it. People can research that. But it was a good thing to see.
While you try and pull that up, I want to ask you guys, what's more important to you guys, time or money?
I'd rather
Time.
spend my money because spending time is hopeless. Drake. I don't know, time or money, man. It's
A lot of people think it's one and the same thing, but what do you think is more important to your life like right now?
Time.
Time. I agree with you.
nah, money, dog. Can't be broke.
Can't be broke, bruh. You're okay, Jose. You're living comfortably, okay? But time is not infinite. Money can be made, and it ends at the end of your life. What are you gonna say at the end of your lifetime when you haven't amassed, when you've done nothing with your time?
It's balled out, bro. What do you mean? If I was rich, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. What do you mean?
Nah, I'm just saying.
I'm
man.
trying to get rich, man.
Did you find the picture of the nigga?
Yeah, it's not this picture, but I'm getting close. I'm getting close.
Zandi, why do you say time?
Why do I say time?
Mm-hmm.
Because we are put, well, I believe that we are put on this earth to coexist, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And in us doing that, we spend time with each other, right?
Right.
So, if I'm not going to be spending time with you, what am I doing?
But we also spend money with each other.
Yeah, but that's like stuff that is made every day. like you said.
I agree.
I found
Yeah.
the picture.
Yeah.
So the guy's name is Ayuba Suleiman Diallo. Yeah, he got the first portrait. You can see it's a pretty nice picture. We'll try to get it on the screen for the YouTube people. Yeah, man. Give him a
He
nice
looks like a
little
guy.
portrait.
They didn't make him look like a ghoulish creature like those American cartoons.
Yeah.
That's dope, man.
So shout out to him. Moment in history.
That's dope. That's dope.
Time or money, dirty works. Are you here for a good? Here for a good
It's
time.
about the money. You guys are materialistic. You know what my boss was saying to me? She was saying to us yesterday, which is probably the most sense she's ever made in a while, was that when you're at somebody's funeral, you're not gonna remember how much money they made. You're not gonna remember all the strippers, all the cocaine, all the sports cars, and everything that they were able to have during their lifetime. You're gonna remember the good times that you had with them. You're gonna remember what it is about them that you liked. And I can assure you that when you die, Dirty Works, I'm not gonna say I loved him so much because he always used to let me drive around in his Ferrari. I'm always gonna say, oh man, I enjoyed those times we got high together. I enjoyed the cracks that he made. You know, he was a funny guy. So that's why I'm asking you guys, like, when you're dead and gone, what's the memory that you want? What's the memory that you want people to have of you? That's why time is more important than the money. You can still be rich, but are you spending your time the correct way?
I could spend my money on time. Get me a few Rolexes.
Oh man, I'm done with these guys, man. Anyways, what song are we closing out with? Bro, I'm trying to have honest conversations with niggas, bro. I'll spend my money on time. Give me a few Rolexes. Get the fuck out of here, pussy.
Very greedy.
I'm done. Yes. Spend my money on time. Fuck out of here. Nah.
Oh man.
We're done. And that's episode 34 of your girlfriend's favorite podcast. I hope you guys have enjoyed this, and I hope you guys don't spend your money on time. Don't be like wussy.
Fall out. Look, guys, enjoy. We're on Earth for a short time, man. Fall out the material things if you can. Anyway, any shoutouts? Is there any shoutouts to?
Shout out to food. I've been really craving food.
Didn't you eat last night?
I did.
That's human survival. You know?
Well, no one gives food. Yeah. No one acknowledges food. Food is important.
Yeah, man.
I'm just really hungry right now.
Shout out to the Apple parents. We see you doing your thing.
I'm done with this.
Okay. Shout out to Dreaming Code, of course. Shout
Yes.
out to Alison Ipilem. Shout out to Addie. It's her birthday today. Happy
Oh,
birthday.
happy birthday.
Happy birthday, baby. Shout out to who, man? Jacob Zuma. I fuck with him. He's here for a good time. He spends time. He spends money on time.
Fuck that nigga, bro.
So shout out to him. Look, I'm just saying. I think most people would spend money, man. It's a material world. I know it's not good, but it's just my honesty.
You know it's not good, and yet.
I know it's not good, but it's better to feel guilty in a Ferrari than to feel guilty in a Cressida. You know what I'm saying?
I fuck with the Cressida though. But anyways. Zandi, any shoutouts from you besides food?
Besides food, shout out something real. I know food is real. Yes.
Shout out to my stupid sister.
My lovely sister. She's back, but she's gonna leave again. So yeah. And shout out to America for finally replying.
Oh, did you get your visa approved?
No, I still need to fill it out.
Didn't you?
Fill out the visa. I don't know what's going on. It's just taking too long. It's taking too long. I feel so useless when I'm at home and everyone wakes up and they go to work, and I'm just stuck rolling around in my bed,
Rolling in the deep.
trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my day.
You're meditating.
Well, there's only so much you can meditate about. Because when you meditate, you think of one specific thing that makes you happy. And you meditate on that.
You finished your meditation subscription?
What? Just too much today.
Caesar,
Ciao.
got any shoutouts, man?
No.
Caesar is about his knowledge today. Usually he's the bad guy. Telling us spend money, get this paper.
I think I have a better grasp on the world these days.
You rode a horse one time, and now he comes at you.
Yes, I do think I'm better than you guys now.
He's spreading knowledge.
Yeah, I felt like a Native American yesterday, man. I felt like an Indian. Yeah, I did. I felt super one with the universe yesterday.
Alright, yeah. Let's close out episode 34. We love you guys.
Yeah, yep.
We'll see you. Bye-bye.
Bye.